All right, hey, so we're back and we are on API, Heroes API version 2. This is part 12 of this series. It's a lot of parts. I don't know how many it's going to be, but we're going to get it done. Anyways, before I continue with this, want to let you know I've been having some issues with the videos kind of cutting off at certain points, and I don't know why or how that's happening. But at any rate, I have posted the repository for this code in the description. So you'll have access to it if you want to code along with me. I think at this point I'm at the seventh commit. Uh, so yeah, you can get that code if you need to. Uh, and follow along with me here. Share my screen. Let's hope this works out. We're gonna see what's what. Okay, so where we left off, we created a single page. We're working on a single page for our heroes. So here we have the website, and I'm not doing any styling or anything just yet. Uh, I always like to make sure that everything is like kind of displayed first before I go and do any styling. Styling is generally the last thing that I like to do. But anyways, here we go. So we have two links. We have one for home, one for heroes. If I click on heroes, this will take me to all of the heroes that we have. Um, we have, as you can see here, this it's 100 heroes that are listed. They all have a placeholder image, and they all have their name. So it's either going to be a hero name, like we see here, Superman, Invincible, or if that character, that hero, does not have a hero name, like Tobias Well, it will display their first and last name, first and or last name. Uh, so that's what we have. And then we can click on view more. And here what we have is a single page that will display some stats on the heroes. We can see here we have an alias. We have a placeholder for, like, a picture of whoever the hero is. We have a fig caption here with the name of the hero. Also, we have some demographics with some information that we collected in our database: first, last name, their alignment, whether a hero, anti-hero, or villain. We have their species. We have the place of origin, their first appearance, and then we have their powers. So we have listed here, you can see their powers, and we also have their rivals. So this is how we wanted the hero page to look. Okay, so that's cool. Now, what I would like to do with my hero page is I would like to be able to navigate to different heroes on the page. Well, rather, just I would like to have a previous and next. I would like to do that. And because right now I would have to click on heroes and then go and find the hero. I haven't built like a search or anything like that. That's something else that you could do, um, where you can, build a little search input field to, type it in, uh, and then a particular hero uh, would be found or whatever. At any rate, let's take it slow. Let's do a previous and next. So I'm gonna come back over here to Batman, or let me find another hero. I don't want to do Batman right now. I'm gonna do the Joker. Okay, and there you can see the Joker's statue. There you can see his rival is Batman. All right, so what I want to do is, I think above the stats that I have here, I want to have a previous and next button. So allow me to navigate the heroes uh, right here on the single page instead of having to go back to the all heroes page. So let's get started with that. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here to hero single. And here where I have this column 7, column MD-5, and let me check that to make sure that works. I'm going to inspect this. I didn't test that. Okay, cool. Looks good. Yeah. All right. It's kind of what I want. So let's come back over here. So what I'm going to do underneath here in this column 7, column MD-5, I'm going to make a div where I'm going to place my pagination, if you will. And I'm going to go to Bootstrap for this. And I don't know specifically, well, off the top of my head, how I go about doing that. But I know it's in pagination. And I just want to do something simple. So just like a previous and next, like we have right here. That's all I want. I don't want to have the 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you could do that. But I don't want to do that. In other words, it could be, in each one of these buttons would be whatever the next ID is. Say, for example, here, if we're on the Joker, we can go previous, and the Joker, his value is, what's the Joker's ID? The Joker's ID is 7. So I could have, say, 8, 9, 10 here. I could do something like that if I wanted to. And it wouldn't be too difficult to do, but I'm just going to do previous and next for right now. So I'm going to make a nav. I'm going to, let's see, give it an ARIA label, page navigation. And I'm going to give this a class navigation. Well, I'm going to give it class hero navigation. Hero dash navigation. Like so. And then I need a UL with a class pagination. And then I need to do an LI with a class page dash item. And it contains an anchor with a class page dash link. And here in the text, I'm going to have previous, like so. And I'll do another one. Oh, come back here. Just going to copy this. Go right here. Where did power come from? That's the wrong thing. Yeah, that's not what I need to do. I'm up here. Okay, somehow it went all the way down there. Let me copy that and paste right there. Cool. And I'm going to change this to next. All right. Let's go back and look at it, see what it looks like. Cool. There's our previous and next buttons. All right. So what I want to do is I want to say, hey, this is going to take me to whatever the ID of this particular hero is -1. So in other words, I'm going to say /heroes/ and it is heroes, right? Yes. And then here I would say data.hero_ID -1. Close that up. And then here, this one would be /heroes/ data.hero_ID +1. Okay. And because what we're doing is we're getting the hero ID of the particular character that we're working with and subtracting one from it. So if Joker is 7, this is going to say /heroes/6. So whomever that hero is. And here for next, data.hero ID +1. So that would take us to 8, whichever hero that is. Oh, so let me look at my router real quick. It is /heroes. Yep. All right, cool. Let me refresh. Okay, and now when I click, and I can see down at the very bottom left, it says localhost 3000 /heroes/6. So in other words, it's going to take me to Punisher because he's 6. And if I go here to next, it's going to be 7, and then 8. It'll take me to the max. So cool. We have a navigation system right here inside of the single page that will take us to the particular hero, either the previous or the next one. Now, looks good, everything, but here's the issue. What if we come over here to Batman and I see previous and next? If I hover over the previous, I can see it takes me to localhost 3000 /hero/0. You can see that down at the very bottom left when you hover over your previous button. So that's the issue, okay? Because I don't have a hero 0. The issue, because it's Batman is the first character, right? And so he has an ID of 1. So if I click on that, it's going to cause an error. Something is going to pop up undefined, and the page is going to break. So what I don't want is for Batman, I don't want previous to even be displayed, because I don't want that button to be there, right? I don't want the user to think that it's okay. They can press that button and something would happen. Likewise, if I come all the way down to the very bottom where I have magic, and magic is the ID of 100, if I hover over next, it's going to take me to 101. But as of yet, I don't have 101 heroes in my database. So again, there's an issue there, and I want to be able to fix that because I don't want to click it next and break it. So what are we going to do? What we'll need to do is get the count for our for the heroes, okay? And I think what I would like to do is I want to do this out in the global scope of router.js. Now, I certainly could do it inside of um, hero/ID, but that would be me making 2 fetch calls within that same route. And I don't think I want to do that. I'd rather just have access to that information globally, because there's some other things I may want to do with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this above the home page. I want to get the hero count. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a variable called let count. I'll initialize it at 0. And what I'll do just to do a test is here in heroes ID, I'm going to, before I do this other stuff, I'm just going to console.log count. So I want that displayed every time I refresh this page. Matter of fact, I'll say count I'll call it hero count. And I'll name it hero count up here as well. Hero count. So hero count set to 0, and I need to console.log hero count. Okay, so nothing's showing up right now. When I refresh magic, There's hero count set at 0. Okay, cool. So far so good. All right, and now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get the URL for the count all, and we happen to write that in our hero DAO. I believe it was in, oh no, it wasn't in the hero DAO, it was in the DAO common. Well, let's look in hero routes because I think that's where we have it stored. So let me find hero routes. Let's go here. So localhost 3000 / API / hero / count is going to count them all. Okay. So let's see what happens when we do that. Let's come back to our router.js. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say axios.get. I'm just going to pass in that whole URL. HTTP / localhost : I'm going to pass in the port / API / hero / count. Then I'm going to take the response, and what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to console.log response.data. Okay. And so when I do that, come over here and I can see there I get count, and I get an object which has count set at 100. Okay. So what if I just want to say console.log response.data.count? Come over here and I can see that it just displays 100. So cool. So I have access to that number here. So what I want to do is, instead of consoling response.data.count, what I'll do instead is I'm going to say hero count is going to get response.data.count. So I'm going to take that value and store it into hero count right here. Cool, did it all in one line. And so now that I have that, what I should be able to do, because I'm already having a console down in here, I'm going to refresh this page, my single page. And when I refresh it, there I see hero count is 100. Great. So we got access to hero count. All right. Cool beans. So I don't want to just console it, obviously. What I would like to do is I would like to have access to it inside of that page. So how are we going to access it inside this page? You can pause the video right now and try to solve it for yourself if you want to. If not, we'll just continue the lesson. So pause now. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Hopefully you figured it out. If not, that's okay. What we're gonna do right here is, let me comment out my console.log hero count. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass that into my render. So it's gonna be another property in my render, and I'll just say count is gonna get hero count. So now each page has access to the hero count. Okay. And where are we going to put this? What are we going to do with this? Now we got access to it. Let's go back to our hero single. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, if the hero ID is 1, or if it's greater than 1, rather, if hero ID is greater than 1, then we'll display this previous. Okay. And if the hero ID is less than hero count, well, yeah, we call it count, then we'll display next. Okay. So what we had to do, some conditional rendering right here. I'm going to say if data, oh, not like that. No, that's not right. If data dot hero underscore ID is greater than 1, and again, we're going to have to work this baby like so. If data dot hero ID is greater than 1, then we will use a previous. Okay, so we can test this one right now. If I come back over here, refresh, and I'm going to go back to Batman, click on view more, and there I don't see a previous button. I only see next. So that's cool. And I can click on next and works. Great. So now we need to fix this one here, and we're going to say, and I'm not doing a chain here. It's not like if else. I'm saying if this is true, do this. Otherwise, not going to do anything at all. So here I'm going to say if data.hero underscore ID is less than count. In other words, it's less than 100. Oh. Then display next. So let's give this one a look. I'm gonna come over here, refresh, come back over here to Heroes. I'm gonna come all the way down here to Magic. When I click on View More, and there's a previous button, but not a next one. I click over here, then there's previous and next because Ghost Rider has 99. Come back over here, and it's gone. Cool. It's working. Great. Fantastic. All right, so we've got our single page looking better. We can navigate throughout the app or throughout the heroes as far, just using the previous and next buttons that we just built. So I'm going to pause right here and we'll start on the next video. I think what we can do is maybe list out the species or the teams, something like that. Yeah, we'll do one of those. Or yeah, I think oh yeah, we haven't finished this because Craven doesn't have any powers. Maybe we could do is, let's say we can work on the powers, and we'll have these powers. We'll have the powers as links in which we can click on it, and it would take us to that particular to take you to that powers single page where it'll list out all the heroes with that particular power. So yeah, we'll do powers next. All right, but we're gonna do that in the next video. So go back and check what you have compared to what I have. You know, pause the videos. You need to comment, like, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff right there. And I will see you on the flip side.